The crystalline spires of the Galactic Council chamber hummed with the resonant frequencies of 1,000 different species, each delegate's translator working overtime to convert the cacophony into something resembling coherent debate. High Arbiter Zexthul, a towering being of shifting plasma contained within an environmental suit, raised all 4 of its manipulator arms for silence. The motion stands, it announced, its voice carrying the weight of absolute authority. Species designation human is hereby declared extinct. All territorial claims within the Sol system are now void and open for redistribution. A chorus of approving clicks, chirps, and subsonic rumbles filled the chamber. The Vrex delegation's chitinous mandibles clacked with satisfaction. They had been eyeing Earth's water reserves for decades. The crystalline Zeftari hummed in harmonic agreement, already calculating the mineral wealth of Mars and the asteroid belt. Ambassador Cretan of the Hegemony Coalition leaned forward in its hover chair, its 3 eyes blinking in sequence. The last confirmed human transmission was detected 17 standard cycles ago. Our deep space monitors have registered no technological signatures from their system since. The species clearly succumbed to their own primitive warfare. As predicted, added Counselor Vith, her serpentine form coiled elegantly around her speaking platform. We warned them about their aggressive tendencies. They refused genetic modification, declined our peacekeeping oversight, and insisted on maintaining their chaotic governmental systems. Self-destruction was inevitable. The vote was unanimous. Not a single voice rose in dissent as the Council struck humanity from the Galactic Registry. The Sol system's coordinates were immediately uploaded to the Colonial Expansion database, tagged as available for immediate settlement. Within hours, the first wave of ships launched. The Vrex sent their massive water harvesters, designed to strip Earth's oceans in a matter of months. Behind them came hegemony mining platforms, followed by Zeftari crystal growth ships that would transform the inner planets into geometric gardens of living mineral formations. Fleet Commander Zakakor stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching the blue-green marble grow larger in the view screen. Such a waste, he mused to his tactical officer. The humans could have made decent auxiliary workers if they'd submitted to proper conditioning. His tactical officer, a 4-armed Kethran, manipulated the scanner controls with professional efficiency. Preliminary scans confirm no defensive installations, Commander. No orbital platforms, no energy signatures beyond basic stellar radiation. The planet appears completely... The sentence died in his throat as space around them suddenly erupted in light. They came from nowhere and everywhere at once. Ships that had been invisible to every scanner, every detection grid, every technological sensor in the Vrex arsenal. They simply materialized as if reality itself had been holding its breath and chose that moment to exhale. The vessels were unlike anything in the galactic database. Where Council ships were either organic curves or geometric precision, these craft were all sharp angles and predatory lines. They bore scars, deliberate scars, and their hulls seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. Each ship broadcasted a simple message in perfect galactic standard: "You are trespassing." Commander Zakkor's mandibles clicked frantically as he processed what he was seeing. Hundreds of ships, no thousands, they stretched in a defensive grid that encompassed the entire inner system, with more materializing every second from what must have been some impossible cloaking technology. "This is impossible," he whispered. "They're extinct," the Council declared. "The Council," came a voice over the communications array, "was premature." The human voice was calm, almost conversational, but it carried an undertone that made every being on the bridge instinctively check their defensive systems. On the main screen, a figure materialized, bipedal, wearing what appeared to be a military uniform, with those distinctive mammalian features that had once been so common in Council databases. "I am Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Defense Fleet," the human continued. "You are currently in violation of quarantine protocols established by Earth's government 17 years ago." Zakakor found his voice. "Quarantine? Your species is extinct. We detected no transmissions, no energy signatures." "Did you really think," Admiral Chen interrupted, "that a species paranoid enough to refuse genetic modification and decline outside oversight wouldn't develop stealth technology?" Her expression was almost pitying. "We've been watching you watch us for 2 decades. Every probe, every monitoring satellite, every deep space observer post. We know about your expansion plans. We know about the vote. The tactical displays around the bridge were going insane as more human ships decloaked. Massive dreadnoughts that dwarfed anything in the Council fleets, sleek destroyers that seemed to bend light around their edges, and carriers, so many carriers already launching wings of fighter craft. "You have 30 minutes, Chen said, to withdraw from our system. This is not a negotiation." Commander Zakakor looked at his tactical readouts and felt something his species rarely experienced: genuine fear. The human fleet outnumbered them 50-1. Worse, their technology was clearly decades beyond anything the Council possessed. "How?" he whispered. Chen's smile was sharp as a blade. "You taught us that the galaxy was dangerous, that we needed to be stronger, smarter, more united than any single species could manage alone. So we went dark. We stopped broadcasting. We let you think we'd killed ourselves while we spent 20 years preparing for exactly this moment." She leaned forward slightly. "The Council declared humanity extinct, but humanity never declared the Council relevant." The first warning shot streaked past the wrecked ships. Energy beams that left glowing trails in space and generated electromagnetic pulses that temporarily disabled their shields. Not to destroy, but to demonstrate the vast gap in capability. 28 minutes, Chen announced. Across the system, every member of the invasion fleet was receiving the same message, broadcast simultaneously in their native languages. The water harvesters began their retreat first, followed by the mining platforms. Within 25 minutes, the only non-human ships left in the Sol system were the scattered debris of those foolish enough to test the humans' resolve. Back on the Council homeworld, High Arbiter Zexthal stared at the incoming reports with something approaching panic. The humans hadn't just defended their system, they'd done it without losing a single ship. The technological demonstration was unmistakable. Humanity had not merely survived, they had evolved far beyond anything the Council had imagined possible. Admiral Chen's final transmission was broadcast to every Council world simultaneously. "Humanity hereby withdraws from all galactic treaties and accords. Our space is closed to Council ships. Any vessel entering the Sol system without explicit permission will be considered an act of war. We'll be in touch when we're ready to renegotiate our relationship with the galaxy, on our terms." The transmission ended, and space around Earth fell silent once more. But now that silence carried a very different meaning. It was no longer the quiet of extinction, but the purposeful hush of a predator deciding when to reveal its true strength. The Council had declared humanity extinct. They would spend the next century hoping they'd been right.